I have the Alaska Board of Elections website up right here because they ahead of ranked choice voting, and this is listener, you have to go back to an episode where we talked about the ranked choice voting in Alaska and ranked choice voting in general, and I wasn't as prepared in terms of what ranked choice voting actually meant in Alaska because there are variations to ranked choice voting. The Alaska board does the best job I could say in terms of explaining it to its population. And I think this is very cool. So check this out.
Alaskans will use ranked choice voting in general elections for federal and state races. Instead of choosing just one candidate, you fill in the oval in column 1 for the candidate you would most like to win. Then, vote for your second choice in column 2, and so on. Ranking other candidates does not impact your first choice, but you don't have to rank them all. For your vote to count, you should mark only one oval in each row and one oval in each column. We take the ballots and count all the first choices. If a candidate gets at least half of the votes in round 1, they win. If this doesn't happen, we continue to round 2, and the candidate with the least first choice votes is eliminated. We count the voters' next remaining candidate choice instead of their choice for the eliminated candidate, meaning they still have a say in who wins. We repeat these steps in rounds until there are only 2 candidates left, and whoever has the most votes wins. That's how ranked choice voting works. Check out our website and follow us on social media to make sure you're ready to rank it up, Alaska.
Rank it up, Alaska.
Alaska, the
Honestly,
state of the future.
Yeah, I loved it. I was like,
That's a great video.
That is a good marketing gig for a government
but you know what?
organization to come up in this country. That was fantastic.
It is an informative and like useful video. I don't know. Yeah, I think they did a really good job. They focused on exactly what they needed to focus on. It was for a great reason. It just, all around, bravo, Alaska.
I know it's rare, but it's so beautiful to see government work. I don't know what's going on in Alaska, but it looks like they're turning into some sort of like progressive dream, at least in this area, in terms of the way that they are handling their government and information and ranked choice voting. So I actually pulled up a ballot here I know they explained it, and you can't see it because I'm not sharing, but there is a place for write-ins. So I was right about that without knowing.
And you said you don't have to vote for everyone, right? And that's what they
correct.
said too.
You don't have to vote for everyone. But I also wanted to point out that it's no different than a regular ballot in that even though you're doing ranked choice, you could still do a write-in. So if you didn't want any candidate whatsoever, you could write in a candidate and make them your first choice. So it's very similar. It just ends up being more democratic in the way that the voting eventually shakes out. So
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. I wish everyone would do it.
Why
aren't more democratically run states doing this?
Well, we talked about it doesn't really favor any of the predominant parties, but yeah, I don't know. Alaska got it done.
That was a good video. That was a good share because that, again, like you said before, it really opens you up to independents getting more of a foothold.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Especially with some of the local and state positions where you're voting for like 3-4 people at a time. Mm-hmm. Some of your boards and stuff like that. Like if that was implemented there, I think you could actually get independence, more independence on those. I think that's, wow. It's obviously useful at that level, at like the federal level and the upper state ones where it's like one person for each position. Yeah. But I think it could really shine where you're having multiple people per position.
Yeah, and like I said before, it prohibits it basically it doesn't prohibit it, but it just makes it less likely that someone feels compelled to vote down ballot. To simply say that, all right, I'm a Democrat. I don't necessarily like every single Democrat on this ballot in every single position, but I'd rather have them here than the opposition. In this scenario, you could just pick and choose the people you actually like the most, and you can hope that other people also like them the most, and therefore it isn't just going to be a blue or red affair. It will be a hodgepodge at the end of the day, based on whoever is getting the most votes through each round. So yeah, I'm just saying.
I love it.